Hello, all my creative friends. I am back to do the flip through of this beautiful book, A Girl in 10,000. So, it has a band closure. Okay, comes right off. Has this beautiful, really pale, light pink, almost salmon. I mean, it's so close you can't tell the difference. It has some Tim Holtz covers on the front. And this beautiful fabric. Probably should sit down because I think I'm a little high. And here's the back. I had never done it where you just use the front cover. But I have now. And so, all right. So the next thing I'm going to show you are these beautiful beads. I hope that's not blurry. So we have the salmon color. We have a pale yellow and a really pale pink, which doesn't look pink with the other group of friends. Okay, so let me make sure I have you in camera. We have some beautiful images in this book from Mrs. Coggs. I ordered white in the garden, pink in the garden, yellow in the garden, and blue in the garden. I had some people ask me, so that's the digital images on Mrs. Coggs' site. I'll link her below. Okay. And the other person that I used some things from was Ooh La La Crafts, and I'll link Kristi's on below too. She's the one that has a lot of the cool trims. All right, now here you can see there's a safety pin with a charm, a flower charm, and a couple beads, all different kinds of lace. I just couldn't decide, so I just decided to use 3 different kinds. Here is a pocket. I tried to center this so you could see it well. Here's some of the fabric. It's 3/4 inch wide. It looks like ribbon, but it's fabric. She frays it. She tea dyes it. So beautiful. Here's an old button. And this is one of my very first Franken-Stitch tags, and the color was perfect. Look at that. And I added just kind of it's not a true yellow, and it's not a true gold, but it goes perfect with this paper and the colors that we're going for here in the book. So there's that tag. I left lots of journaling space, so the owner will be happy about that. And here is another charm. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a butterfly, and it's on a pin as well. See? These pins can get crooked every once in a while. You just fix them and they'll be fine. Okay, then on the next page, I did some stamping with Tim Holtz stamps. I don't have it in front of me, or I'd tell you the name of it. And this is in a salmon color. It's actually fired brick, if you can believe that. Okay, I did some different kind of tea staining. All the papers are tea stained except for the scrapbook paper. I don't usually do that. Stitching on here. It's faux stitching because my machine was acting up. But it's really straight. Okay, here is a side belly band, and I added some flat eyelet lace on here, and our trim, and this old flower, and this beautiful image from Mrs. Coggs. This is pink in the garden. I can tell by the dress. That came out of pink in the garden. Okay, now as we continue, This book has 2 signatures. This is an old reader book for children. It's really cool. I did add some fabric tabs on the top, about 4 to each signature, and I spread them out. I just like the looks of them, and I like to hang charms on them. This is an old handkerchief right here, or doily. I can't remember. I made them so long ago, before I knew I was going to do this book anytime soon. We also made this in a collage, one of our collage videos, I believe, or I did it at the time. Okay, so that's muslin, and then I just took 2 little pictures of dandelions, and then I put a little square back here to kind of go with the design on the back. I like that, so I left it, and I glued a gold little gem down there. It's not a crystal or anything, it's just shiny gold. And let me get this. I don't want to let this get hung on there. Okay. And then we have some music sheet that's very old. I think I kept well, maybe it's on another piece from when it was copyrighted. High school dictionary. Now, I know we all did this tag in a why does it seem so dark up there? I hope it's not, guys. Oops, I'm losing a string. So when that happens, you just pull it off. Okay. We did this. This is an old button, an old doily that I tore apart, lace, 3 or 4 different fabrics, music sheets, burlap, and just paper. And I thought it turned out fun. And no, the only stitching on this was around the peach color. All right. I hope you don't have trouble with this. That's the only thing about, if I put fray stuff on here, which I might do that. I'll set it out to remind me. All right. And now here you can see how beautiful the beads look with this center page. I also put some Wink of Stella on all of the seeds around the center of the flower. Okay. And here is another Mrs. Coggs. It's probably the blue in the garden. And then I added some of the salmon color journaling card. More dictionary, fold out. Got several fold outs, and here is a decoupaged card that I just laid over the page and clipped with the same color clip. Music sheet. This one might say when it was copyright. Nope, it must be the next piece. More tab on the top of your papers. More of the reader. Fold out. Ledger. See, you can tell that I've tried to leave a lot of space for her to do what she wants to do with her book. Here's some more Tim Holtz floral. I love, love, love that. I actually got several different ones for Christmas, but that one I had bought before Christmas, so I'm anxious to use the others. This is just simply a beautiful picture that I wanted in the book. She's wearing yellow. She's gathering flowers. So I just loved it. And I just ruffled up some ribbon and put an old button on. Here's another one of Mrs. Coggs. And this is from Yellow in the Garden. And I just labeled it Beauty. And this says there is beauty all around us. Is that not the truth? Just open the door every day, except on yucky days like we have today. It's supposed to have snowed, but it didn't. Just a little tiny dusting. Wasn't even worth the news. It wasn't even newsworthy. Here's some more of the beautiful colors. Here is a side tuck. I did the same thing with the eyelet and one of the old flowers. And I have this beautiful, that's why I titled that, because look how beautiful this is. This came out of one of Mrs. Cogg's garden. It actually came out of one of the blue, white, pink, or yellow. I didn't write it down as I was doing it, but just so you know, those are the 4 I used. I don't think I used any of the blue. I'm not positive. I can't remember. Here's another flip out. I love this paper. I used a couple different paper pads, but they're just something from Michael's because I liked them. This one has a salmon bead and a little bird just flying along there. And here's this pocket again, centered on there. And this is Ooh La La Crafts, a yellow button. Some more of that decoupage because I loved it so much. We're continuing. I'm going kind of fast because we've got to move on to our next product. And I'm going to tell you, our project, I'm going to tell you what it is. Whoops, I didn't want to show that. This is a book, and it's made out of 2 of the white bags, and I just sewn down the center. And yeah, I'm tucked in some journaling cards and one of those flowers, and it's really cool. Something personal for the custom order. Okay, here we go. Here's some more of the Tim Holtz floral. And some old ledger paper. Here's some more tea stain. Here's an old high school dictionary. And here is a mini file folder. Yes, it's one of my mini file folders. This time I meant mini file folders. I glued this side of it so it wouldn't fall out of the book and this wouldn't fall forward. These are some Tim Holtz images that I collaged with some fabric underneath and just said growing and living, and it's beautiful. So here is the second set of beads and second center of signature. I love this picture. This was from the In the Blue or In the White. I lined it with lace, the picture, and I put an old flower with a button. And it says, enjoy the simple things. And I just added a tab so it's easy to pull out. I kind of liked that saying with her just sitting there reading a book. I just thought that fit really well. More of the high school dictionary. More tea stain paper. More ledger. Another tab. Here's the music sheet. And it has 1928. So these 2 sheets of music in here are from 1928. Look at this beautiful journaling card. More of the reader. Coffee stain paper. A note stain paper pad. Here's where I decided to put this book belongs to. This was not a Mrs. Cogg's image, but it sure would be hard to tell the difference, wouldn't it? And it says create on here. Okay, so anyway, this is not Mrs. Cogg's image. This book belongs to is in here. So I'm moving along. We've got some more of the floral. Some more tea stain papers, grid paper, a little notepad that says notes, another tab, and more floral. And it's, you know, both signatures are identical. Now on the back here, I don't think I showed this to you guys, did I? Maybe in the other video. I made a sack. I cut it down and made it shorter, and then I had to fold it back to make it more narrow, because I wanted to protect this vintage tag. And it's kind of fragile on the corners, so the owner needs to be gentle with it because it is from 1909. Now I'll bring it up where you can see it. It's a sweet story on the card, and I'll save that for the owner because I did it in the last video. Okay, now I'm going to slide it back in. And right here I made a little pocket out of this salmon color ribbon. It's crocheted ribbon. And if you guys remember right, we did these little tags out of handkerchiefs and just different kinds of linens, you know, doilies, and I made some stuff out of doilies. Added a little button for the topper, and you can see the stitching on the back. You can journal through that. And that is another completed book. All right, guys, I know my next design team project will definitely be Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to try to do something different if it will allow me to. That is my printer. I want to print some thicker paper just for this one thing, although I'd like to find some thinner watercolor paper. Okay, so, but I thought in between the Alice we'd make some Valentine TNs, which is Traveler's Notebooks, for those of you who do not know. I want to be able to do the Traveler's Notebooks so more people can have an opportunity to have one. Now, I know I've told you this before, but the purpose of the Traveler's Notebook to me is about love, of course. When my mom passed away, I did a notebook with my mother. I had a workshop at my house, and I did a book about my mother. And because I had missed her, you know, and I just did it up with my siblings and my siblings and I and my mom, and focused on my mom. And it turned out beautiful. I may just have to show you one day. Hers was an album, but I thought a Traveler's Notebook would be a great place to tell your story, and from the beginning, and maybe put a little photo in there, and then so on. So it's going to be a traveler's insert, and I've got several different types of paper, so we'll just do it up. We'll do it up with some ribbon, and it's going to be all red and pink and white, and you know, all the colors that go with Valentine's Day. And so I'm going to let you know that I am going to try to do 4. I don't know that for sure, so it's going to be kind of a whoever grabs one first. I think I'll try starting with 2 and see how that goes, and then if it goes well, we'll do Alice, and then we'll do 2 more. Okay? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this process. I know it was pretty fast, but it ended up being a custom order that she wanted pretty quickly, so here you go. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and come back because the next video is going to be the start of the Traveler's Notebooks. See you guys. Bye.